Okie dokie.
So, what are we recapping?
We're recapping 20. Oh, is it 2020?
I don't know.
Can we start?
Episodes 2020? Sure.
Can we start at December 2019? Because technically,
We can start at December 2020.
Okay.
We can.
technically, that's when we started
Yes.
what was initially couch
Couch
conversations.
conversations. And then
It turned into,
Brown Skin Blueprint. Just so crazy.
and here we are,
Yeah.
a year later.
Well, I do want to say, I feel like the transformation from then to now has been crazy. More so in a good way.
Mhm.
There were valleys, but overall, I feel like it was good. Because we talked about navigating depression and kind of coming out of that. And it's like, yeah, we're not there anymore. Not saying we didn't have any sad or depressing moments during 2020, but
The massive
exactly.
takeout.
Was-
I'm incoherent. no more of
2019 was a beast. Not saying 2020 wasn't, but I think coming out of that, to me, it made 2020 not so bad for me.
And I was gonna say, I feel like 2020 probably had worse of events, but because of how intense what we went through in 2019 was, I feel like we better cope with what happened. It won't that 2020
agree.
won't just as crazy. Our coping skills were better.
I completely agree.
And that's why I was gonna say that was probably one of my favorite episodes. Was navigating depression. I could sit and watch us talk on that couch. It was the feel. I don't know how to explain it. That is one of my favorite ones. The look, what we talked about, how I can still look at it and pull stuff from it and resonate with it now. And it helped me get through a really rough patch in 2020.
Right.
It was like foreshadowing. So I gotta say, in reflection, I think navigating depression was probably like one of my favorite ones to record and just talk about. Like, oh my God, releasing.
I really do love that episode.
Mm-hmm.
Self-awareness
Ooh.
that episode is really good for me. And I think it's because one thing I appreciate about not even like Brown Skin Blueprint, but our platforms individually.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate the fact that we don't come at people and like this is how you get to da.
Yes.
So what I really loved about self-awareness, what I feel like other people loved about self-awareness, is like our ability to say, you know, this is where I am current day.
Mm-hmm.
I might not have it all together, but this is just kind of how I am, but I aspire to be like this.
There we go.
So I like our ability to just kind of, you know, in our own way of telling people to like self-reflect and self-assess. We were kind of doing it like on the episode. So I really like, that is one I feel like if I go back and watch it or listen to it, it's like like, Brittany, where are you with that? Because, you know, said she was gonna do something about it. Like, so where are we current day? So self-awareness was another one that I appreciated. How do you feel since the transition of normal life to when we hit the pandemic?
So for me, it was a combustion of feeling because I felt like my life started thriving, honestly, during the COVID thing. And it was weird for me at first because I was like, damn, like the whole world is kind of going through something right now, and I feel like I'm finally coming out of something. It was very strange for me. But do not get it twisted. The physical, while the physical, which is what I struggled with almost my whole life, coming from poverty and having, you know, parents, whatever. It's like my physical part was coming to fruition, but that internal stuff, oh, please understand that I probably went through every freaking emotion. And every single, what we say, God will send us the test over and over again until you learn the lesson. I can't count how many of them that I experienced and actually had to it's not that I didn't know, but implement what I knew from these experiences. It won't. Just being able to say, oh, I need to do this, or I should do this, or knowing wasn't enough no more. Having the knowledge wasn't enough. 2020 for me was about implementing what I knew. So it took the whole year, and I was learning to implement my lessons here and there. But I have to say, where I'm at since then, one word is implementation. That has been ever since I have like realized that's what my problem is. It ain't that you don't know. How come you don't act on it? And learning through our last episode, well, not the last one, the one before last, moving through fear.
Yes.
Not realizing that is why you keep self-sabotaging. That is why you don't feel like you're deserving. It put me there. So it was like, yeah, implementation, but why? Because you deserve it.
Yeah.
You're a lovable person. You are capable of receiving what it is you give out. Worthiness and reciprocity. That's the card that always come out. So yeah, I have to say 2020 taught me that I am my own best asset, and I need to bet on me every time. And not other people, so. It can carry his ass, but I'm thankful for it. So what about you? Same question.
I think for me, similar, but 2020 for me, I feel like I did a lot of healing of not even big stuff that is in the nooks and crannies that triggers you.
Yes.
I, like, even in therapy, like, I initially started therapy after having a chemical pregnancy, after trying to get myself back to some sense of normalcy. I really started to dig in, like, family stuff and stuff that, you know, had happened with friends that I had in the past or the present. And there were a lot of little things that either I was holding on to, I hadn't worked out, I still wasn't over stuff that was lingering. And for me, while 2020 wasn't like, I didn't have big, huge, like, things that tested me, I felt like I had a lot of little things that God was kind of like, I'm gonna just see how you act if this happened, or if you get this response, like, I'm gonna just see what you do. So I felt like it was a lot of, you really over it? You really got through this, or have you not? So I felt like there were a lot of, because I felt like things that triggered me were like small, and I used to be like, okay, so what the hell? Like, why am I so upset? So I feel like it was a lot of healing and understanding a lot of things that were pushed away, like stuff that maybe I didn't even know I had hidden or put in the back of my mind. So for me, it would kind of be like unveiling like triggers. Yeah. So I felt like I did a lot of internal work since, I mean, hell, you couldn't go outside for real. So
we have choice.
Yeah. So shit. I felt like on my downtime, it was a lot of little things that I had to be like, what are we gonna do with this stuff, Brittany? Because it's there, you've been holding on to it, you don't even know it's there. What you gonna do with it? So a lot of internal work on those things.
And I think that's so crazy you said that, because as you was talking, I could go back to episodes where you was literally saying, I have nothing to say because that was for me. Like,
yeah,
I needed to hear that. That's something that like helped me get through something, and it's like almost seeing full circle now. It's like, yeah, that in real time you was really
literally. That sounds like a lot of our episodes. I don't think people understand. Like we always feel like we need the stuff ourselves. Okay. And sometimes you just gotta say it out loud. Sometimes you just gotta admit out loud, I wasn't right. I need to figure that out. I don't know why, I do the things that I do. But yeah, it was definitely a lot of soul searching almost, and kind of just, seeing if I was gonna carry those hurt and that trauma. Am I gonna hold it, or am I gonna let it go? Like, for real, like, what we doing?
It ain't serving them.
No, for what? Serves zero purpose. So let me see, Shawana.
You sparked a question.
Oh, go.
So, okay, listening to you, because that's all 2020 was for me as well, healing, in relationships. I feel like that relationships were highlighted extremely, like, for everybody during this time, and it's because they're mirrors. It's because what you probably can't stand about somebody else, or that thing that you feel like is between y'all, it's a reflection of yourself.
Yes, it is.
So with my family, that's where it hit the hardest. Like between the deaths, between my personal relationship, especially with my mother.
Yeah.
Like it and my siblings. It just was like an eye opener, and it really helped me. It really helped me realize that you have to love people exactly how they are.
Yeah.
Not the picture that you have in the head of them. Not the good person that you know they can be. Not who they've shown you from time to time. It was 11/11 when I looked. Literally loving people how they are, and taking the unrealistic duties that you put on yourself because you love these people.
Right.
My relationship with my mom probably was the biggest, I'm gonna say, the pillar, the start of my healing. When me and her relationship started to unravel and truths finally started to come forward, I was able to look at everybody in my life different. So my question that sparked was, what do you think was the biggest pivotal point for you, even if it wasn't something that's considered major, that like turned it around for you? Like what? I feel like that really started my healing with my mother.
Ooh,
if you could pinpoint anything at all.
Question.
When was your pivotal point? What sparked that pivot?
I don't know if I have a like single thing or person. I think for me it was recognizing certain patterns that I've had. And I say that to say, wow, you know, there are a lot of things that I feel like I've worked through, I've gone through that have made me a better person. There's always a cause and an effect. And I always feel like, you know, even though we work through certain things, the effect of it still lingers sometimes. And I think that I didn't recognize there were still certain patterns that I was hanging on to. So maybe mine would be rooted in family. Because I feel like a lot of, I mean, you learn everything from, you know, your immediate family and your extended family. So like your parents, your siblings, all those people really kind of shape who you are and who you become, unless, you know, God blesses you with outside people. But I think I didn't know how much of my personality and maybe some of how much my negative traits were rooted in my family, in my younger years, and things I went through like when I was like a small child. So I think dealing with some of that in therapy, or even just watching certain shows and kind of playing back things I went through as a kid or that my family went through, and kind of seeing like, that's where that started from. That's why I do that. That's why I act that way when I'm in these certain situations. So mine would kind of be family too, and recognizing, damn Brittany, like you legit been doing this since you were 5, since you were 6, since you were 7. So mine would be finding the root to a lot of things that I do that may not be healthy, but they're just coping mechanisms that I picked up on along the way. And like I said, it's a cause and effect. So while I may have addressed the cause or be aware of it, I wasn't conscious of those things that linger in relation to events that happen. So mine would definitely be, all right, that way that you do that, or that way of thinking, that ain't it. Like, you're gonna have to figure out why you do that and let that go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be it for me.
So what was your highlight? What was the biggest highlight for you?
My biggest highlight, I think once I got to a point where, and honestly this didn't come till later in 2020, life is like fucking good. It just is. It really is. Like, I have like no complaints. Like, none. Like, having COVID was fucking horrible. But like, even outside of having COVID and me losing like 3 men in my life who were important to me, coming like out of that, and then just me processing so much stuff like over the summer, and then the initial point of like when the pandemic hit, these last like October, November, and December, I can't describe it. I just feel like it has been, my thinking has been clear. I don't really feel like shit is lingering on my mind. Of course shit has irritated me, or you know, made me irritated or whatever, but it's nothing that like stays with me. I don't feel like I'm holding on to shit. I don't feel like stuff is lingering. I feel like if something comes up that was a topic before, it's been because something has happened, not because it's on my fucking mind all the time. It's just, I don't know, I'm just excited to be in this place, because I haven't been in this place probably in years, if I'm being honest. Like, I think I've had good times through 2017, 2018, 2019. There were like good moments, but I feel like my mindset overall is at a whole entirely different place. Like, I don't know the last time I've been in this state of mind.
I don't think I've ever been.
I don't know, and maybe I'm realizing it now because I don't